Good morning, it's Zachary here again. We're sweeping this wood burning stove, and I'm going to get myself all set up and ready to do it. As you know, it's always very important, wear a mask. That's the first thing you want to put on. So I'm just going to put my mask on first. This actual appliance has got an inspection hatch just here, so we're going to have a look inside first. I'm doing it this way round because the door opens the other way, so hopefully you'll get a better shot of it. But as I said, even though it has got an inspection hatch, which you can't see at the moment because obviously of the camera angle, I could have it set back further, but I think it's better to give you a much better sort of insight of what goes on. There's a baffle plate just up here, and it literally just comes down like that. And as you can see on top of it, straight away, if you look, you can see all the soot that's building up on top of there. Can you see that? Is it coming out clear enough? If I sort of push it down a little bit, can you see? Let me see if because I can see with the camera. So yeah, so there's probably about an inch of soot on top of that baffle plate. So that's why, if you can take the baffle plate out instead of going through the inspection hatch, it's always a better idea, because as I said, you can't clean underneath the top of these. You've got these particular appliances got two bars that go on either side. That's why there's these little holes on the sides, either side of it here. Can you see them? And then what they do is they go up there, because there's these two bars that go on either side, and there's a way of the heat that comes into the appliance. And then up the top here, that's what keeps the glass clear. So it blows warm air and it blows it down the actual glass. It's meant to keep the glass clear, but I think this needs a bit of a good clean up, this one. Oven cleaner is always a great one. As I said, we do provide that service, but what we try and do is we try and give we do a basic sweep, you know, a sweep that's good enough for your certificate for your home insurance. But what we try and do is, like, I like to keep my costs down, and as I said to you before, I like to reward loyalty. So I keep my costs down, and then that way, you know, because I want to be working all year round. I'm not one of these people who want to make as much money as I can in the winter, and then have a few months off. It just seems pointless. I'm a grafter. I'm old school, and I do everything old school way. So now I'm going to put the hoover on, and I'm going to hoover that baffle plate up. Got my new hoover out today again. Just going to get a hoover up round here. And then what I'll do is I'll just hoover this bit up here. I'll be hoovering it again. I'm just doing it up here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there, because I don't need to take it out fully. Because sometimes when you take them out fully, there can be a lot of hassle taking them back, putting them back in. So it's better just to leave it as it is, and then just put it back up. It's got two little like holes on either side, but there's brackets on either side of it as well. Obviously these two bars, it's very self-explanatory to get these baffle plates out. So, you know, like, it's even got like a little hook thing here on the side. You can't really see it. As I said, it's pretty dark, but there's just here, you can see it now, just there. But that's just a little hook thing that you put your hand on, you can put it forward and it drops down. Very, very simple. And obviously you get your sheet because you don't want it going everywhere. And as I said, most wood burning stoves, they're all 6-inch liners up there. So just stick that up there with the faithful green one. I've got about 3 of these, so it's always good to have a few spare ones. And then you put that up there like that, and then obviously I'm going to put the mask on now. And then what we do, what I always try and do with the sheets as well is, like, you've got seams in them. Because what you don't want to end up doing is you don't want to end up using both sides every time you're sweeping it, because, like, if you get one that's very pale, or white surround or whatever, you don't want to be using, you don't want both sides dirty. So what I always do, there's one particular side that I use all the time. So the soot hits that side, and then the other side I don't use at all. And it's really easy to work out. You just like look at it and you go, like where the seams are, where they do the I don't even know what they call it. I'm not a sewing person, but where they put the seams on the edges to stop them splitting and that, make them more stronger. I put the seams on the inside. I mean, you can put it on the outside. It's up to you. And then just remember, and it's great. I do the same with my ground sheet that I use, because what it does is then that you know that you've got one side that's dirty and one side that's clean. So then again, just put the sheet over the top of it like that. Just make sure it's all covered. Ever since I've got my magnets, I haven't had to use them. Brilliant. Well, it's not brilliant, but hopefully one day I'll be getting them out. But yeah, we just go up, as I said, as you know how I sweep these. I always go up first, see what's up there. I always find it better to do that. You know, look, you get the sweeps that actually do go up and down 3 times first, and up and down 3 times when they come down, which is fine. But a lot of the time, depending on what type of wood you're burning, depending on how dirty the appliance is. I know people that burn it every single day of the winter time, and there's nothing up there. And because they burn well seasoned wood, hardwood. And if you look on one of my YouTube videos, you'll find that you know, you'll find on there that what woods to burn and what woods not to burn. And it's amazing the difference that it makes. But I like to go up like this, and as you know, I use up my blue ones first, and then when I start using my red ones, and this is a little bit taller, this one, because we're in an old cottage in a beautiful place, which I'm not going to name for security reasons, you know, and privacy reasons mainly, because obviously it's not down to me, it's down to the customer. But it's absolutely stunning where I am. There you go, donk. You hear that? You hear that donk? That means I'm at the top, and that's why I use different coloured rods. You know, I start off with a certain amount of blue ones, and then when I go on to the red ones, it's like a warning. It's telling me you're near the edge, near the top. Slow down. So like now, what I do, obviously, as I always say this, and I will always keep saying this, is always keep twisting anti-clockwise. And then depending on how dirty they are, depending on how many times you want to go up and down. So, but always turn, whether you're going up, whether you're going down. You probably can't see it in my hands, but every time I'm going up and down, it's not anti-clockwise, sorry. I've had too much tea already, too much caffeine already. It's clockwise. Always go clockwise. Always turn it clockwise. Otherwise, what you'll do is you'll lose a brush up there. If you lose the brush up there, you know, it's you know, especially if you're like me and you've got a schedule, you've got a diary full of work today. I had that horrible ingredient to do yesterday, which was an absolute nightmare, and I ended up, I was booked in for 2.5 hours, and I was there probably nearly 3.5 hours, and of course I was filthy dirty, and I had work to go, but of course they weren't near each other, so you end up, you know, whizzing around like a madman, which is not really the way to work. I like to work, take my time with stuff. The good thing is I'm doing next door now, because I do this, do it with your neighbour, and you get a discount, because like you're saving me money on fuel and time. So like, as I'm a very strong believer in rewarding loyalty. I'm going to put my mask back on now to take the sheet off. A lot of people don't like to do that. But that's the society we live in now, unfortunately. And as you can see, I had no reason to take the inspection hats off at all. Just give it a clean up the top there. Just a bit of dust up there. It's amazing. Just put it like that on the top. You won't be able to see what I'm doing, but just by doing that, gets rid of all the dust. I don't know about you, but sometimes I think when you wipe them with a cloth, they end up smearing, and you can never get that smear marks out. So I'm very conscious of doing that. But when I was an installer, which was a long time ago, it's funny. When I was trained to be an installer, like, they didn't even have their own offices then. It's kind of amazing now. It seems to be a very nationwide thing now, but they didn't even have their own offices. They actually came to where I worked to actually teach us there. But we seem to, at the time, obviously, we've been doing it a long time by that point, and we knew probably a lot more than what they did. So it's kind of interesting. I've been trained by, you know, like I would say the best association, the National Association of Chimney Sweeps. That's where I went to, like, to get trained as a chimney sweep, which I think if you were ever starting off becoming a chimney sweep, I strongly recommend going off in that direction. They're fantastic because all they teach you is chimneys. It might have changed now because it was a long time ago that I was there, but amazing place. They have all chimneys in their warehouse, and we were up there for a while, and it was great. I really enjoyed it. The people that were training me were very knowledgeable, very knowledgeable. Been in the trade many years. But then when I got trained with another association, see, I'm not going to mention names, but they were very new. See, look how easy that is. Straight in there. These ones are very self-explanatory. And what's happening with this? Let me just see if I can show you. There's a metal plate at the back of this. Okay. Just here, can you see that metal plate? Well, can you see, like, I can put my torch in the back of it. It's warped. It's not an issue. It's just where the fire's getting hot. But just make sure that you get everything out. I mean, there's a little bit of ash in there. You're not going to get everything out. You're going to get most of it out, but ash isn't going to really light, so that's fine. And then just give it a bit of a brush down. As I said, it's always a good idea. You take these baffle plates out, because then you can get full access to the appliance. I love these stoves, they're really cool, they are. And remember what I said about the glass. You just bed down, be careful of the rope. I learned a long time ago the hard way when it comes to, I used to hoover these, make them all nice and clean and tidy. But you could suck these ropes off so easy. I mean, even putting your hand on the edge there, you can knock them off. So it's always careful. I mean, to be fair, I always keep stuff with me anyway. And then what I do is, because this is just a wood burner, and this is what I always say, and people have other opinions, and that's fine. And that's their opinion. I go on my own experiences. And and that's why I say it about always leave an ash bed in your fire. And this particular stove is specifically designed to have an ash bed. And look how nice that ash is. You want to make sure it's like that. It looks nice for the customer. Just make sure we get rid of that stuff there. And then what you do is, if you start off with, I'm not going to take it out, just start off with about 1 inch of ash in there. I'll show it to you so you can see. Take me 2 minutes to just push that over there a bit. See, nice thick ash bed in there, makes all the difference. It will make it burn so efficiently, you'll be very surprised. And you hear people say, oh no, clean your ash out every time you use a fire. Well, these won't work. without an ash bed. They'll struggle at the beginning, but once you've got a nice ash bed like that, and then the thing is, I do it up here, and you can compress them down like that. Press it down like that, and then look, you know, you've got a solid ash bed. It's amazing. Let me show you with a torch. See, you can see this sort of corner here, and then you just press it down like that, and it's solid. And then what I always do is just tidy it up a little bit. But I wanted to do that just to clear that a little bit out of there. And then you can put this back into position, like that. And then what I do is I bring the ash back up, as you can probably see a little bit of it spilling out. That's no problem. We'll hoover that in a minute. And then just level it. Like that. But that's what I always say, like, it doesn't matter whether it's got a grate in it, doesn't matter at all. You always want to have an ash bed in it. Even if it's a multi-fuel stove and you're burning just wood only in it, you want to have a grate in there. Not a grate. You want to have an ash bed. And trust me, if you're one of them doubters, because I do get them every now and then, them comments like, my God, man, you don't leave the ash in. You know, like, try it, and then tell me. Don't make a comment until you tried it. As I said before, if there's any particular stoves that you would like me to do, that you're interested in knowing how they operate, because this is, you know, a great educational thing for you. If you ever had a bird coming down, and you know, like I know a lot of bird charities. It depends where you live, depending on whether they'll come out to you, which I think is really sad. You know, like all they've got to do is say to the customer, "I just paid for my petrol money," and then I'll come out. But they don't do that, some of them, which is I think it's quite sad, really. But you know, as I've said before, we live in a money orientated society nowadays. Everybody wants their cut. No one's interested in doing things to help people. My service is on there to help people. I don't just sweep your chimney. I give advice. I was chatting to a gentleman that had the ingle nook done last night. They couldn't get it to work. He was worried that there might be still, believe it or not, nesting up there after the amount that come down. I had to climb up inside it. That's why that video was not the best. It was such a awkward position to be working in. There we go. It was such an awkward position to be working in. Make sure everything's all done. Always like to put everything back. I think that kettle was there. That angel, I think, was just here. On the other side, that one was hidden in there. Make sure I look round and make sure you've got everything out off the carpet, should I say. You don't want to leave any soot on the carpet. And then I'm going to hoover myself up, but that's it. That is all done. I hope you enjoyed that video. And as I said, if there's ones that you want me to do, or you've got anything you would like to ask me, please feel free anytime to sort of leave a comment below and tell me. I'm always here to sort of help people. Been doing it, as I said, for 24 years now. If I don't know it, then it's not worth knowing. That's what I say. Anyway, have a great day. Thank you very much from Zachary's Feed.